Grace, because that was hard to listen to without tearing up. And I'm distracted quite a bit. I got a lot of people here to thank, so I'm gonna be super quick. But the first time Mike and I were here, it was for our film Frutivale Station. I was young and naive, and I thought the movie was going to change the world and make it so that we don't see people executed by civil servants on camera anymore. I showed up here, it was 2014, I was proven wrong and wrong again, and it's tough to be here and not think about Minnesota. My heart is there right now. We got an incredible production designer from that city. She's got so much pride, one of the warmest people I know, Tina Anderson. Takes care of my movies, takes care of Quentin's movies. She's working on the Odyssey right now. And my heart is broken for where she's from. I can't be here and not think about Renee.
The great Ryan Coogler, at the National Board of Review Awards Gala in New York City, won the award for Best Original Screenplay. He would discuss many different things, including a film he made previously, and Renee Nicole Good.
Perhaps the most widely known is the shooting death of 22-year-old Oscar Grant. Early New Year's Day 2009, Grant and some other passengers were pulled off a BART train by transit police in Oakland, California. While on the platform, two officers pushed him down on his chest to handcuff him. Officer Johannes Messerly then shot him in the back. Messerly said he thought he was reaching for his taser. He was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in 2010 and served 11 months of a 2-year sentence. A second officer, Anthony Peroni, who was seen kneeling on Grant's neck before the shooting, was never charged. 10 years after Grant's death, BART released a report dated just 6 months after the 2009 incident. It found that Peroni escalated the situation using a racial slur, unnecessary force, and was in large part responsible for setting the events in motion that created a chaotic and tense situation on the platform. Grant's family has long been pushing for a murder charge against Peroni. Last October, the Alameda County DA reopened the case, but ultimately decided not to file any new charges.
Oscar Grant was the focus of Fruitvale Station, where Michael B. Jordan played the slain black citizen.
The video is shot from a distance, but what happens is unmistakable.
Let him go!
Multiple cell phone cameras rolled at the Fruitvale BART station as transit police handcuffed 4 young men on New Year's Day 2009. The men were already seated, at least one handcuffed. Police forced 22-year-old Oscar Grant to the ground, face down, handcuffing him. Officer Johannes Messerly draws what he says he thought was his taser. But listen. It was his handgun.
He just shot him!
The point-blank shot by the white officer into the back of the unarmed Oscar Grant killed him. Violent and fiery protests erupted in the wake of Grant's death amid cries of police brutality against African-American men. The officer was arrested and charged with murder. The city was riveted by the trial, and then came the verdict. Guilty of a lesser charge, involuntary manslaughter. The nerve touched again. That was 2010, and the officer is now a free man, spending less than a year behind bars.
Here in Oakland, Oscar Grant's death represents the very worst of gun violence and racism. His case may be over, but the problem is not. Today's Oscar Grant has a new name, Trayvon Martin.
And tragically, even the name is a statistic of a list that fails to come to an end. Then Portland Trailblazers star Damian Lillard would say in 2013 he became familiar with Grant through his older brother Houston, who knew Oscar well. Lillard learned of his death while attending Weber State. He went to high school and played on the same football team as my brother, Lillard would tell Yahoo Sports. I used to always be around my brother at the high school and cross paths with Oscar. We were on the bus at the same time. We were always in the same areas. He would add, you don't see a lot of movies that are actually based in Oakland and give a chance to see what people are going through there every day. It was nerve-wracking to see in the movie how they had everything down pat and how they eventually went through the day in the life of a lot of people, a lot of young men in Oakland. He would continue. At the end, it was breathtaking how Oscar kept saying after he was shot that he had a daughter. You see how friends were helpless and see how his family came together. This wasn't just a movie. this really happened. At that point, I kind of sat in my seat and was like, wow. That quote from Coogler, let's go over it once more. He said, I was young and naive, and I thought the movie was going to change the world and make it so that we don't see people executed by civil service on camera anymore. The year was 2014. I was proven wrong and wrong again. It's tough to be here and not think about Minnesota. Then he would say, my heart is there right now. We got an incredible production designer from that city. Tina Anderson takes care of my movies, takes care of Quentin's movies. She's working on The Odyssey. My heart is broken for where she's from. I can't be here and not think about Renee. We've done a lot of stories, right? And we've covered many things. And one focus has been what Colin Kaepernick tried to bring awareness to. Many things he did. But one that stuck out because we see it almost every single day is state-sanctioned violence against various communities, predominantly black communities across the country. There is a website, and you know what? I'll do this live right now. There is a website called mappingpoliceviolence.org that tracks all of this stuff, okay? And as of today, what's today? January 14th, 2026. They recap 2025. 1,315 people died. Black people, 2.8 times more likely to be killed by police than white people in the country. And now as we're looking at it, and we are seeing the effects of bad policy, and mainly how the funding of ICE is nakedly obvious that what they are doing is preventing you from having health care. They are preventing you from having affordable housing. They are preventing you from having trains running. They are preventing you from having clean water. They are preventing you from having clean air. They are preventing you from having free universities. They are preventing your schools from being better. They are preventing teachers from getting paid that much more. They are preventing the pharmaceutical industry. I'm sorry, helping the pharmaceutical industry boost their profits that much more. All because what they want to do is make your life worse. And what authoritarian regimes have done over centuries is state-sanctioned violence. And I almost scoff and laugh when I see some liberals, one who held up a good sign until he spoke, that, you know, the police have better training than ICE, and at least the police do this, that, this, that. And all I can say to that is, my guy, have you watched anything not only that we have done, but what's happened in the country to minority communities? Clearly not. Because yes, police may have a little more training. They still have less training than a barber. The training is insufficient. Using but the police as a piece of analysis is ill thought out. It is wrong. This should not be someone's defense in saying ICE is bad and we should bring back policing. No. What we are showing you right here is two different agencies on behalf of the state that murdered two different people. It ended with the same conclusion. A family lost a loved one. A child lost a parent. So when Ryan Coogler goes up there, one of the best directors I've ever seen, and speaks on this, it matters. It should matter to everybody in the country. And the fact that it doesn't, the fact that we keep seeing these acts over and over again from people that are either deputized or are police officers. And that from my perspective, to a red hatter's perspective vary so differently on things that we are seeing on video is really telling with how far the bridge with how far we really need to bridge the gap. And I don't know how to do that other than trying to do what I do. So I appreciate Ryan Coogler, and I appreciate everybody who has spoken out on the tragedies, not only that took place in Minneapolis, but throughout the country. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports, and or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.